Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. John Osarere, the CEO of Integrated Revenue and Retention Business, a business that is specifically designed for entrepreneurs, service professionals, business owners, and startups. Today, we are going to be looking at a very key topic in business: onboarding. Integrating onboarding into revenue and retention. This topic is important at this time because, more importantly, we know already that iconic companies use this to be able to increase their revenue as well as retention. And more importantly, also be able to maximize their customer experience. Why is this so important at this time? The reason is because there is a difference between just orienting hired people or employees or just educating them during orientation, even matriculation. Onboarding has to go beyond that. It is just not about acquiring revenue or gathering highly talented, skilled laborers just to boost your workforce. It is more than that. It has to be able to incorporate and embrace how to inspire the employees as well as the customers. Take them up and highlight their values that they be satisfied throughout their journey. So there is a way this can be done, and I have found out that more than 70% of businesses fail just because of poor requirements management. There are certain requirements that must be integrated into business models for us to be able to maximize revenue, retention, and customer experience. It requires actually total alignment of the objectives of onboarding with customer needs, employee needs, and their expectations. So when there is an alignment, there is a flow. There is a flow of cash, and there is also a flow of engagement. The relationship is strengthened. And of course, the employees are happy, satisfied, and they are ready to be retained. They will stay longer and become advocates to that company. There are two schools of thoughts where some company believe that they just start from orientation and then just educating them about the culture of that company. But we are saying when the foundation is nowhere built, you do not understand what is behind the motivating factor of that employee or customer, there is a tendency of the customer perceiving the employer and then the company in a wrong way. And this should be avoided. And that is the essence of onboarding. Onboarding that starts from, that is, before the arrival of the employee for any orientation. Before. So we have to look at the conditions, the factors, and the parameters involved before then. Again, we look also at the conditions during the orientation and after the orientation. Why this is key is the data acquisition has an impact in the ongoing process when it comes to performance and when it comes to the outcome of the business, as well as the value in the experience of the users and the employees. When the employee is well informed and well educated, it passes on through the process and will in turn affect the performance and also the business outcome. But contrary to this, the reverse is also the case when the employee is not well informed, is not properly oriented. That creates stress. And there is a way that that stress can continue compounding in the process that if allowed to reach a catastrophic threshold point, it could cause damages. And excessive of stress will, of course, cause turnovers. So we need to avoid this. So today we are looking at some of these objectives that will help us just do justice to this topic, onboarding. Number one is integrating onboarding into revenue strategy. We look at that. And then we also look at integrating onboarding into retention, knowing full well that the aim really is to build and to have highly skilled, talented workforce. A pool of talented workers. This can be harnessed and can be achieved when the right strategy is used. That's to implement onboarding process. Yes. And then the third objective is total alignment of both strategies with employee and customer needs and expectations. This is where really integrated inheritance strategy comes in. And quickly, I want to touch that area because it has to do with a transfer of an inheritance proposal, value proposal, value proposition. When this value proposition is transferred from one point to the other during that onboarding process and during a customer journey, if it is well aligned and done, it will definitely proactively produce maximum results. Because inheritance, integrated inheritance value proposition starts before the onboarding and continues during the onboarding and after the onboarding. It's an artificial intelligence technology that is able to use digital data to evaluate and to analyze. It's capable of analyzing the data. It's capable of acquiring the data. It's also capable of evaluating the behavior of the employee and the customers, thereby empowering the business owner, empowering the managers that has a specific desired focus and goal set to be achieved. So this inheritance strategy now is able to take care of both objectives that will help gather a pool of talented individuals, a pool of skillful, talented workforce, healthy workforce that is capable of performing a desired task that generates and produces the desired set goals. Last week, I highlighted how integrated inheritance value and value proposition can be calculated with the help of a system model, an inheritance system model. But today, we are not talking about how that is calculated, but rather how the proposition can be transferred from the beginning of the onboarding throughout the process of the onboarding until the goal is achieved. How the inheritance coefficient can be used to calculate at every instant, at every point, the desired value, the desired requirements data, that indeed is influencing your outcome, your business outcome. At any time, proactively, you observe a distress. At any time you observe there are churns. At any time you observe there are some cracks and gaps, they need to be closed immediately. And this strategy, again, will help you close the gaps. So we are saying you need to understand how to leverage these customer data that are collected during onboarding process. Leverage it to attain maximum results, maximum revenue, and maximum retention. It's an artificial intelligence that will help you determine even the shortest customer journey, that will help you attain the maximum customer experience, the maximum employee satisfaction, as well as the maximum returns on investment. This is key. As long as you properly orient your customers and your employees in the right direction, you are sure to obtain maximum results. So the strategy you operate with, that you use, is also key. It is more expensive and very risky not to be able to use the appropriate strategy at the right time from the beginning to the end. An onward progressive move. Arming yourself with an advantage so that you will have a competitive advantage over the competitors. and you will have transparent data that is useful and needed by your stakeholders. There is another thing at this hour I would like to highlight. And that is identifying specific actions that correlate with increased lifetime value. There are some actions that crop up. This AI, artificial intelligence, with the help of integrated inheritance strategy, will be used to capture these actions and proactively, eliminate every negative trait while encouraging the positive traits that you might not have been able to take notice of. The employer, the managers are so busy, not just that they are too busy alone. If there is no tool that can help to measure, it's really difficult. Then they go subjectively evaluating, and in the process, even some companies guess. And that is the reason why up to 70% of businesses fail. Very, very difficult when there are gaps, when the system is disjointed, when the process is not in total alignment with the set goal, with employee and customer needs and expectations. So quickly, I am going to be rounding up with some of these conclusions that we need to take home with. When you are able to have the vision set by the employer, that vision must be well translated in such a way that the employee can understand it clearly. The stakeholders can understand it clearly. And the only way that can happen is with the help of an artificial intelligence known as integrated inheritance technique or strategy. And with the use of the system model, and also with a blockchain, so we are able to determine the shortest customer journey. We are able also to determine the maximum achievable revenue and retention. Number two, we are able to leverage customer data collected during onboarding process Like I told you last week, that we can determine the lifetime value of the vision of the preposition and of your message that you are sharing with your customers and with the world. We need to change these values into real-time data and money. Real-time impact and influence. We really need to be proactive, being able to really assess, know the behavior of the employees and then the customers, understanding where their journey really starts and following them up to ensure that their values are being progressively enhanced. Solving their problems before the problems even come, before they even ask the question, before they tell you they have a problem. You are already aware. You can see it with the help of the AI. You can see it and you can even solve it before it comes. When you do this, your employee is happy with you. Your employee knows that yes, he or she really belongs to a business, to an organization that can continue progressively increase his or her value to the apex, where, yes, the dreams and visions are fulfilled. So I'm really happy to be handling this topic right now for business owners, entrepreneurs, service professionals, and startups. Move with an advantage. Please don't move blindly. Don't move because your competitors are moving. We know that competition is part of the game, part of the equation, but you have already integrated the needs of your customers, the expectations of your customers inside your business model. It's clear and glaring to you that you are always 2 or 3 steps ahead of the current situation of the market, that by the time the market changes again, the AI has already projected ahead. So you can use it to upgrade, you can use it to scale up your business, you can use it to grow your business, you can use it to increase your sales. The reason for this is because the strategy is such that the employee experience has a place, a level, and a point where it equates with employee experience and in turn equates with customer experience. Indeed, in my class, you will see it clearly. At this point, it is 1.0. At that point, when it is 1.0, it is maximum. Why, when the coefficient, the inheritance coefficient is 0.0, it is at minimum value. And when it is 0.5, it is at the average. So you can see clearly and know how really to move with advantage. You cannot be held-bound by the market trend, but rather you will be able to create a balance between the supply and demand chain. So, ability to be able to acquire this data early enough with your mindset fixed on your vision, it puts you ahead as the employer, as the entrepreneur. It puts you ahead of your employees and your customers. And also empowers your employee and your customers to be able to get their desired value and satisfaction for their money, for their skills, for their time, and indeed for their performance. It also helps to analyze the behavior, the preferences, and engagement of the customer and the employee with the business owners and the managers. Once there is an engagement, you can use the engagement data to be able to evaluate and know who is not engaging, who is not productive, and who actually is not moving along. You can't afford to move everyone at the same time, including those that are not active and are not even interested, just because the statistics says they are involved. No, that's subjective. This brings me to a lot of online marketing that is being done today, where there are a lot of likes with no engagement. Not no engagement. No engagement. I say that. You have a lot of followers, a lot of friends, and yet they are not engaging with you. You don't have to allow yourself to move blindly that way. No. See, you must have a strategy that is able to calculate, that is able to market your message accurately, that is able to set your goal and know exactly your daily performance and then daily goals. Once it's not met, it's also able to tell you the gap and how the gap can be closed. That is the essence of integrated inheritance strategy. If it's able to determine your revenue, your retention, as well as your customer experience. So, you want to see it in practice, where I will take you, I walk you through step by step so that you can see how the model works, how the strategy works. So that you can have an advantage. You have a tool that you use even before your customer come to your customer service or before they come to your website. You are already aware and you know what to do. Always have this advantage at your fingertips and always be ahead of your employees and your customer as an employer or a manager, and never take decisions subjectively, but rather objectively and, more importantly, optimally. I mean, this is the essence of today's topic. Onboarding is very important. And a lot of iconic companies realize that now and they are maximizing it. But what we are just saying today is there is still a difference. There is still a gap when you do not start your onboarding process before your customer comes to you or before you hire any person. It's going to be difficult for you to crop and really gather a workforce that is healthy and strong. Don't start during just the orientation, please. Even if it takes starting, you're starting to be in your mind, having the mindset and having the vision really crystallize. I leverage personal story, I leverage vision, and I leverage idea creation to ensure that we are able to calculate our value proposition at the onset, at the beginning, where the whole business process is clear and we can proactively move with an advantage. So thank you so for listening, and I encourage you to continue to take part in this class every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Avail yourself and possible register for the class. The class is free, very free. Come to the class free and be empowered, be transformed, and get an added value. Again, I want to say, Dr. John Osarere, the CEO of Integrated Revenue and Retention Business. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. There's going to be also a repeat broadcast. You can put in the chat your questions and they will be answered accordingly. And if you are interested in going through the training, it's only a 5-module training. In fact, it's a 5x5 matrix where the parameters are 5 and then the factors affecting your business 5. So I will look forward to seeing you in the training. I will also look forward to seeing you in the class. Avail yourself of these wonderful opportunities. There are bonuses that match, and also you will be well informed and you will have an advantage over your competitors. The reason for that is because your story is original and it is your story. You are the one that has the vision. So you have a story to tell, you have a message to share, and you have some lessons to teach. And more importantly, an inheritance to transfer from one person to the other, one place to the other, and one platform to the other. Thank you so much, and expect to see you again next week.